Hope my computer has the firepower to do all of this at the same time. Okay, so let's get back to showing this particular video. I'll just show it from somewhere in the middle because it'll obviously is a long video. Okay, I'll send the links later so all of you could take a look at it. So one last thing, and then I will. 1 second. I need to be. I didn't mean to show my schedule. So let's see here. Here. So, am I sharing or no? So this is some of her. This is her portfolio of her dances. She's actually a very accomplished dancer, who is and also a dance teacher. I'll say a little bit about her professional bio and dance. She began a journey as a student of Bharatanatyam at the age of 11 at the Mudrika Foundation for Performing Arts, under the care of the teacher, Karnataka Kalashri Guru, Srimati Minal Prabhu. Her passion for the art, made her one of the youngest members to perform in lead roles in Mudrika productions. She completed her Arangetram in 2010, and then she has performed solo shows in multiple places in India, and then she did a whole international tour, traveling and performing in cities across Australia in 2013. She's also starred in a documentary film Ode as a dancer for the Portuguese film director Ana Pio. She's taught Bharatanatyam as a module to children and adults at the Attakalari Center for Movement Arts in Bangalore. And she's also a theater instructor in schools for Theater Professionals Private Limited. She's taught multiple aspects of stagecraft and performance to students, including those with special needs. She currently runs her own private dance classes in Bangalore for a tiny group of 15 devotee children at this conference. So I'll just show some more pictures of her dance performances and reviews by some renowned dancers and the press. So with that introduction, I'd like to welcome Manjari Mataji, who wants to have a discussion with all of you about her own journey in Krishna consciousness, and about how she's using everything she's learned for in the service of Srila Prabhupada. Mataji, please go ahead. Can you hear me?
Hare Krishna. Prabhu, I am not able to hear you. I think I've lost you. I've lost your audio. I can see the kids though. I can see the video quite clearly.
Oh, yes. I think, let me try the microphone setting.
Perhaps it's a mic direction thing, like because you moved aside.
You should be able to hear me. Those on the computer, can you hear me in Zoom session?
I can hear you now, Prabhu.
Okay, wonderful. So I finished the intro. Please go ahead. You want me to share anything about the questionnaire that people produced, and I'll let me know if that needs to happen sometime in the middle of it.
Yeah, sure. I actually do have one thing that a tiny activity. If it's okay with the kids, I'd like them to actually share that last answer out loud, which is about the song lyrics. But we'll get to that. We'll come to that in a while. Just before I begin, in terms of time, how much time do I have to keep them all bored of me talking?
You have an hour.
All right. This is an hour including Q&As?
Yes.
Okay, great. And will you also be in a part of this discussion, Prabhu?
I'll be here in the room if you need me.
Okay, good. Thank you. All right. Okay. Before we begin, we'll just chant a little bit. Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta
Namaste. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasri Gaura Bhaktaranda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare.
With pranams to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna to all of you. We're both strangers to each other. I have no idea who you are, and until 5 minutes ago, you probably had no idea who I was, who I am. Vikram Krishna Prabhu asked me to take this session with you, mostly because I'm closer to your age than to his age. So I hope that what I share today will resonate with you and will excite you a little bit. I'm not entirely sure how many of you are teenagers, how many of you are kids. So I have a rough idea, but what I'd like is for us to have a little bit of a back and forth here because we're both strangers to each other, so that I get to know you a little bit better, and therefore I hope that I can structure this conversation today in a more useful way for all of you. Before we begin with any interactive stuff though, I think one of the things I'd like to address first is the word creativity. So how many of you hear the word creativity quite often in your classroom or at home? And I'd like you to just raise your hands if you heard it more than 2 times in a week on an average. So let's have a look-see. Yeah, you hear it more than 2 times in a week. I think I see one hand at the back there and another and another. Okay, I see a few on this side. Great. All right. And
no, none of the boys hear about creativity, is it? Huh? That's very surprising.
That's really interesting also.
They're selective in their hearing.
Maybe that's what it is. Okay, there's another word I want to find out about. How many of you hear the word imagination more than 5 times in a week? I think there's some hope on the boys' side. Okay, great. All right. Okay, so these are 2 words that really excited me as a kid when I was your age, which was not very long ago. It was in the recent past. And creativity and imagination were always 2 things that sort of stood as pillars and important aspects of the value system that was taught to me. So, in that context, I just wanted us to do a tiny little exercise. I'd like you all to close your eyes and loosen your shoulders. Keep your back straight. Make sure your eyes are closed because that's the whole point of this exercise. And I want you to visualize a tree. You can think about what tree I'm not going to give you a specification of it has to be only an oak tree or only a banyan tree. Up to you. You can decide what does your tree look like? How old is it? Is it a young tree? Is it an old tree? Is it a middle-aged tree? Is it a tree that bears fruits or flowers, or does it have only leaves? Make sure you have this image in your mind very clearly, okay? Now I want you to envision this tree. How does it look when the sun rises? How does it look when the sun goes to midday? Does anything about the tree change when the sun goes up in the sky? Does it have fruits and flowers that respond to the sun or leaves that respond to the sun? And then as the sun sets, what are the changes that happen to the tree? Does it look different? Does it look like the colors of the leaves have changed between the morning and the evening? Or is it just that the light has changed between the morning and the evening? Visualize that and hold that in your mind. Next, what happens is the sun sets and the moonrise has already begun. The moon is already up in the sky and it's a full moon night. I think we're approaching a full moon now, sometime now-ish. So bright moonlight is washing all over the leaves. And if you have fruits and flowers, then the fruits and flowers of your tree. How does the tree look in the night under this moonlight? Does it look different? Does it look the same? Do you get a different feeling from the tree now under the moonlight? Think about this and slowly open your eyes. Okay, so how many of you felt that your tree looked better at night? Hands up. Okay, cool. Yeah, all right. And how many of you felt that your tree looked best during the day, not so much at night? Okay. How many of your trees had flowers on them? Okay, a few on this side. All right. And how many of you had trees that bore fruit? Okay. We know the boys like fruit somehow more. All right. How many of you had trees that had no fruit, no flowers, just leaves? Cool. Okay. Nice. Did any of you, by any fluke chance, have a tree that had no leaves, no fruit, no flowers, just bare bark, branches, wood? Anyone? Any one person by chance? Show of hands? I don't think so. Am I seeing a hand? Yes.
One hand.
Okay. One hand. All right. Good for you. One hand. Nice. Okay. So now the reason I asked you to visualize this is because what you just did now was that you stood in the shoes of a creator. You didn't have at the beginning of this conversation any idea about what tree you're going to create. But as I took you through the exercise of imagining and visualizing, by yourself, you created an entire scenery in your mind of what the tree looks like, how it changes from morning to night, and how that affects how you feel. Some of you liked, which means that you had feelings. Some of you liked the tree at the night in the night, and some of you liked the tree in the daytime. This is one of the most fundamental differences between human beings and other species. We can visualize, we can imagine, we can create something in our minds. And usually every piece of work that you see around you has started in here, right? It started with us trying to think, can we make this happen? A few hundred years ago, we could never even imagine that people could fly. Human beings can't fly, birds can fly, a few animals can fly. We can't. And then Leonardo da Vinci, of course, as many of you know, during the Renaissance, did actually push the boundaries of possibility because he had a very rich imagination. One of the most rich imaginations of anybody in the history of humankind. And he said, no, I want to try and figure out if human beings can actually fly. So I'm not sure how many of you are familiar with him, but he's got a lot of sketches on different types of flying machines. So any of you who are interested in flying machines, check him out. Many of his notebooks have a lot of really amazing drawings and dynamics, mechanics that go into how perhaps human beings could fly. So during the Renaissance, this was a thought that came about. And fast forward a few hundred years, we're flying like it's the most normal thing ever. You can go from one place to another by walking. You can equally go from one place to another just by flying. So everything starts here. And visualization, creativity, imagination, these are certain unique characteristics that only human beings have. Okay. So I'd like you to do, I'm not sure, I think now we have a few people online. So if I'm not sure how you guys, I'll just think about it for a minute, how to structure you all. But those of you who are in the classroom, it's great that you have each other. Is it possible to get into pairs? I think there's somebody called Deepa online. There's two of you there, so both of you can be a pair. The classroom is sorted. There's Sahana, Anand, and Shrivats who don't have partners, right? So I think you guys will have to do this activity. Can you do it with each other? Maybe a little bit of crosstalk. Are you okay with unmuting yourself? Is that all right? Not really? Okay, then we'll see. You can try maybe, if you have a notebook and a pencil or a pen, you could also work with that. That may be a good alternative, yeah? So I'd like you all, those of you who can pair up, find a partner, pair up with him or her, and face each other.
Okay.
And what I'd like you,
in the room here, what we can do is we can do 1, 2, 1, 2. So that way, we can get all of them into twos.
Sure.
You want to mix up the boys and girls?
Yeah, I mean, I'm always I'm always for something like that.
Okay, let's just go 1, 2 from here.
Get along, right? They know each other.
Actually, you know what? 1, 2, 1, 2 won't help because you need to pair up in so many groups. Like how many are there totally? We can just do that many and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I'm assuming these people are not participating. So just do 1 to 9 and then again one more 1 to 9. Okay.
Okay, great.
1, 2,
3, 4, 5,
6,
7, 8, 9.
1 again. No, 1, you are 1, not 2.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Okay. All the 1s pair up, the 2s pair up, 3s pair up. Quickly, please stop talking. Hey, sit down in your places, please. And please turn this way, na? Why are you turning up? Face each other, but turn this way. Please face each other, but turn this way. Like face each other, turn this way. Separate up. You good? Okay, we have 9 pairs over here.
Awesome. Good job, everyone. Thank you. Okay, so what I'd like you to do is face each other. And all of you know the alphabet from A to what you call Z. So this game basically is you have to, name, place, animal thing, a noun. Using any noun, you have to complete the alphabet. I'll tell you how this works. So if I'm A and my hand is my partner, so I need to say ant. And then my partner has to give me a word with B that helps me take the ant forward and create a story. So perhaps my hand would say, the ant bent over the tree. And then it comes back to me and I have C. So basically, ant is my subject. B is bent over because it's making the ant do something. Now I come over to C. So I say, the ant bent over the tree and spotted a piece of cake. Cake is C, right? So like this, we continue to use one key word with the next letter of the alphabet at the beginning of the word to take the story forward. Okay, so I'm just saying ant because that's the first thing that came to my head. You guys can choose anything that you want. So I think before we begin, shall we do a trial round? Yeah, I can do a trial round with somebody, whoever volunteers. Any volunteers?
Any volunteers?
Okay.
Come on, somebody. Meghna, come over. Okay, you can be here so she can see you closer.
Hare Krishna.
Louder, please. I can't hear you here.
Hare Krishna.
Take out your mask.
Hare Krishna. Can I ask you what your name is?
My name is Meghna.
Meghna. Nice to meet you. I'm Manjari.
Hare Krishna,
Okay.
Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Would you like to begin or would you like me to begin?
You can begin.
Okay, I won't say ants this time. I shall say, one moment. Give me a second. Let me just think. Okay, the aeroplane. So now you need to take my aeroplane and move the story forward with the aeroplane as the central figure, but make sure that your next sentence is part of the story. We're making up a story here, and you use a big word, the key word, which starts with B. Okay?
Okay. The airplane had a boy in it.
Wonderful. Okay. The aeroplane had a boy in it. And next to the boy was a chair for disabled people.
And
So
wait, is it
basically, get D.
E?
D or E? Because,
No,
Get D. Get D.
okay, D.
The chair for the disabled people had an elephant in it. Like a toy one, like a toy one.
We gotta
It's a
start with
elephant.
D.
D as in Delta.
But she said disabled.
So what she's
No,
saying.
I just happened to say that to bother you. You still
So
have
go
to
with D then.
Oh,
Okay, back and forth is next letter.
okay, so in the disabled people chair, there was a girl named Debbie.
No, okay.
That's not a noun. So no proper nouns. We only want to go with regular nouns.
Oh, the person in the disabled chair had a dog.
Okay, great. Awesome. So D, that makes me get an E, right? The dog in the chair, in the particular disabled person's chair, had a collar around it, and on that collar there was a little tag, and the tag said empty.
Empty?
Yeah. Go
The
with
dog-
it, roll with it.
Oh,
You gotta roll with it. Okay.
empty the dog liked having his food.
Very good. Okay, E, F, G. Empty the dog had his food and placed his snout on his paws and turned around and looked at the girl across the aisle.
Okay, the girl across the aisle had white hair.
Girl had white hair.
She dyed it.
She dyed it white.
Okay. The girl across the aisle had dyed her hair white, and coincidentally, um, she had her tray open in front of her, and there were a lot of things on the tray. And in a tiny glass, there was water with ice cubes in it.
Oh, wait, is it J? Oh, and next to the ice cubes, next to the water cup, there was jelly.
Awesome. Okay, JK. So this girl finished eating all her food, and she decided that she's going to, kick her shoes off and take a nap.
Okay, and then when she was taking a nap, the light came on because they had to wear their seatbelt.
Very good. LM. Seat belts. Okay. So she wore her seatbelt on, and then she realized that her mother had already gone to sleep with her seatbelt off, and she had to wake up her mom. So, N.
Her mom told her to not be noisy.
Okay, very good. Well done. Well done. NO. The air hostess happened to pass by at that moment, and she leaned forward and she tapped this girl's mother, the girl with the white hair, her mom, on the shoulder, and she said, "Oh, madam, I think you need to wear your seatbelt on. I'm sorry to disturb you." P.
And then she was like, and then the lady said, "Okay, I'll put it on."
Very good. Put it on. PQ. Oh, thanks. This is the first. Uh-oh. All right. So the lady put on her seatbelt, and then she turned around and she looked at her daughter and she said, "Why has everything in this plane suddenly gone quiet? I can't even hear like the sound of air pressure in my ears."
She said because Railroad Airlines is landing now. Oh no, because we're landing in Reno.
Reno is like
Okay,
a
that's-
proper town,
Oh,
The proper noun.
because everybody's resting.
Everybody just.
okay.
You could also say that since everything went quiet, I'm just giving you a hint here, you could escalate the story and make it a little more difficult, like perhaps a red light came on, or like take it to another place.
Oh, we're
That's
gonna
not-
crash into the river. They're gonna crash into the river.
That has been the most violent story I have heard all day. Thank you so much. Okay, so from R we go to S. They fell into a river, but fortunately, every single passenger on that aeroplane coincidentally knew how to swim.
Oh,
Oh.
and then
Including the disabled person and the dog.
even Debbie, the disabled person. Wait, so it's T?
Yeah.
T,
Um,
yes, T.
Because they have this.
Okay, so then they had to land in some time. So then luckily the plane like crashed when they were near their stop. So they had to walk the rest of the way.
Oh, wait, that was
There's a river near the airport, I think, and they crashed into that river.
right. No, but the story has to move forward with a significant word starting with T.
To say they were able to have tea.
They had tea.
Let her do
A
this.
tea party in a river? Okay,
Why
so
not?
wait, can I say duh? Does duh count?
No, the doesn't count. There has to be a keyword. It has to be like a word that moves the story forward significantly.
Oh, okay. So the white-haired girl and her mom had to go to, they had to go to a theater because they were gonna watch a movie. Except they got a little soaked in the river.
Yeah, true. Okay. Okay, so the white-haired girl and her mom had to go to the theater, and so they thought, what do we do when our clothes are so badly soaked? And then it started to rain. So then the mother was like, well, we're already wet, but we don't want to fall sick. So she opened up her umbrella.
Okay. And then B. So umbrella.
If you want, we could just also like stop the story here because you've done a fantastic job and you have a partner.
I don't know where to continue.
Okay, cool. You can
Okay,
continue the story with a partner if you like, or you can just start afresh. But hey, Jamie, can we all like encourage me? Volunteer. Yeah, very cool volunteer. Thanks, Meghna. Okay, so all of you who have no partner and who are at home with just a notebook, I'd like you to write like the alphabet, or you don't have to write the alphabet, you just need to write a story where each successive sentence has a key word starting with the next letter, okay? After we're done with like this session, I'd really like the two of you as who have no partner. If you're okay to quickly type this out and send this over to your coordinator, I'd really love to read this story. Okay, so put your heart and soul into it. Don't take it casually. But have fun. Have fun. I want this to be a nice story. So right now it's at my end it's 8:24. I'm going to give you 6 minutes to finish this round. So by the time it's 8:30. Like, I'm hoping that all of you have got your story down and you've gone from A to C. Time starts now.
Are the people in the room supposed to write this or just talk about it?
No, the ones in the room have to speak to each other, just like how Meghna and I spoke now.
Okay, go ahead. Turn towards each other.
Folk students.
So you have 3 minutes left. There's no one left all the way to bed.
Nitrogen in the air froze and froze the chemical place.
We've got 2 minutes left. 2 minutes left, and ideally you should have reached Z by then. In case you haven't, don't panic. There's nothing you can do about that, but try your best.
2 minutes to go. Wrap up, wrap up.
One minute left. Okay, and we've got 30 seconds left. So counting down. I'll count down from 10. 20 seconds left. Okay, and 10, 9, 7, 6, 5, 4, 2, 1, and 0. Okay, that's time up, guys. We're done. How many of you managed to get up to Z? Anyone? Okay, that's a nice pair in the center. Good for you. Well done. Anyone else who got beyond, let's say, M? Everyone reached M? Oh, great. Okay, great. Anyone reached S? S. Oh, wow. Okay, you guys have almost finished. V. Okay, sweet. X. Anyone got stuck with X? Like, did you get stuck? Yeah, you got stuck with X. Got you. Yeah, it's a tough one. It's a really tough one, especially when you need to take a story forward. It's easier to just have a random word like xylophone and, manage. So, yeah, good. Good attempt. Anybody reached Y and didn't reach Z when I said time up? So, you're like one step away. Why, anyone? No? Okay. Well, I think that's a fantastic job that you've all done. You've got hopefully your brain cells moving. Did you all have fun? So this is yes, this is no, this is kinda. Yes, no, kinda. Okay, I'm guessing we're mostly in the positive zone. Oh, okay. Thank you for 2 thumbs up. I appreciate that. Cool. Okay. So, what I'd like, so one of the reasons I asked you to do this exercise is, did you have fun? Yes, kinda, no. Yes. So even if you didn't like the game so much, you still had fun playing it, right? How many of you found it tough? Yes, kinda, no. Same thing. Yeah, okay. Sometimes it's tough, right? Yeah, I'm with you. I also think it's kind of. How many of you felt that this was a game that you want to play again with somebody else, like maybe in class or in school, or like maybe a neighbor or a relative? Is this a game you'd want to play again? Maybe. Okay, kinda, maybe. Cool. Yeah. Did it make it tough? So suppose we had played, I think you might have played this when you were much younger. Name, place, animal thing using letters. Is that a thing you've played? I don't know. Yes, yeah, some of you have, right? Okay, so now because it wasn't letters, it was a story, we had to move things forward with a particular goal, right? We had what people often call the intention, the reason behind making decisions. So all of you had to face that, right? Like you had to really find a reason to bring a word into the game. Am I right? Yeah. So what I want you to think about now is when creating, this could be anything. It could be a story. It could be a piece of plasticine that you want to model into a little figure. It could be you want to make a collage or a birthday card for your mother or father. You always have an intention behind why you create, right? So this particular intention is what I call the why. I'd like you to take about 2-3 minutes to reflect on asking yourselves, why is it that you have this person called Krishna in your life? Yeah, take a minute or two. And if you don't mind, I'm going to ask each one of you to come forward and tell me what it is so that I can also get to hear what you have in your mind. Okay. I'll also answer this if you want, up to you. You can choose at the end of this of all of you sharing. So take a minute, take 2 minutes, just think about it. What is the reason why you have a connection with Krishna? Could be anything, like whatever it is that you make of it. There's no right or wrong answer here. It's what you make of it. And I want you to be honest because this is a safe space where you can share. So, what is the reason why I have a connection with Krishna? Or if you feel like that's too much of a vague question and you really don't know how to answer it, I have another one for you instead, which is, why do I do what I do when it comes to Krishna conscious activities? Why do I sing Kirtan? Why do I wear tilak? Why do I come to the temple on a particular day? Why do I chant? Right? It could be anything related to Krishna. Why do I do what I do related to Krishna? Okay, so take a minute, think, and I might need Prabhu or somebody's help to like get kids to come one by one and share it so that I can hear.
Okay.
Thank you.
Come in line one by one.
Yeah, take a minute, right?
Yeah, take a minute. Think about it.
Your question.
Does anybody want me to repeat the question?
Yeah, just repeat the question once.
Okay, so I'll repeat it. So you have the main question is, why am I connected to Krishna? Yeah, why do I really know? I don't know. Do I know? Do you know? Why am I connected to Krishna? If that's a question you can't answer, then the other, and there's no right and wrong here, it's just that maybe it's like too big a question to answer. A simpler thing to say is, why do I do what I do, which is related to Krishna? So any activity that you do related to Krishna, why do you do it? Okay, so this is the question. We're looking here at the intention, at the reason, at the why. We'll take a minute longer, and then I'd like to hear from you. There could be many reasons. In case you have like 3 or 4 reasons, then I want you to like just pick the most important one to you. So I may have 3 or 4 reasons, but I'm only going to share like the one which for me means the most. Yeah, which is most meaningful to me. Okay, shall we have our answers? Can you share? Are you guys okay to share with me? Shall we start with the children who are online before maybe while we listen to them, everyone else can come one by one, or I mean, up to you. However you want.
Let's those online. Can you please share, Vishwa?
Yeah.
I'm in Krishna consciousness because I have faith in Krishna, and I know that whatever I do in life is probably like best for me.
Wonderful. Okay, that's a lovely word. The word faith, right? Thank you. Thank you for sharing.
Srivats?
Well, I'm Krishna conscious because like I'm connected to Krishna because like I chant and I know that Krishna will protect me whenever I like need help.
That's beautiful. That's so sweet. It's true. He will. Thank you for sharing.
Nivrutti?
Okay, mine was that I'm connected to Krishna because I chant and I know that we're all part and parcels of Krishna.
Sorry, we're all?
Part and parcels of Krishna.
Wonderful. Lovely. Thank you so much for sharing. That's a really lovely answer. Next.
Omkar?
I do what I do for Krishna, and I'm Krishna consciousness because Krishna is the ultimate father, and he supplied us with so many things, and it's only right that we do like one as much as we can to serve.
Difficult as you go back.
We want to ensure that we can for him. Great. Thank you.
Okay, online is done, so we'll get the in-person. Hey, don't change the angle too much.
I pray to Krishna because he's the supreme personality of Godhead.
Okay.
I pray to Krishna because I have faith in the movement.
Sorry,
I pray to Krishna because I have faith in the movement, and I know that Krishna will always do like the best things for me.
Yeah. Okay, great. Thanks for sharing.
I pray to Krishna because I know that after I'm done with this life, I'll go back to Godhead and I won't have to go back to the material world.
Wow, take me with you if you're going back to Godhead. Give me that.
Pavitra?
I pray to Krishna.
You talk loud, I can't hear. How will she hear?
I pray to Krishna because it gives me a peace of mind. Like before I came to Krishna consciousness, I used to have nightmares every night. But then when I came to Krishna consciousness, I could sleep peacefully. And I thought of Krishna. And even when I do chanting, it makes me feel calmer and helps me think more clearly. So Krishna helps me make the right decisions. And sometimes he does
and open some doors for some reasons.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Those 4 things. You talk louder, huh?
Okay. My answer was also so that
Remove your mask. Mask and talk loud.
my answer was also so that we go back to Godhead and the part and parcels of Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing.
My answer was that I have faith in Krishna and I know he will deliver me from the material
Louder,
world.
please. Take out your mask and talk
I
louder.
have faith in Krishna that he can deliver me from this material world.
Wow. Thank you.
I have a connection with Krishna and in Krishna consciousness because I believe the relationship you have with Krishna is different from any kind of relationship you can have in the material world. And it makes me truly happy, and it feels a lot more different than any other relationship that I have.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing.
I do things that are related to Krishna consciousness because I really like doing services to Krishna, and I do like doing Mandir Rajna too, and I have hope that I can go back in this life.
Great. Thank you. Thank you.
I have faith in Krishna because whenever I chant his names or do devotional service to him, I feel happy. Like I feel this happiness, and also I know that he's there for me whenever I need him.
Thank you.
I'm connected to Krishna consciousness movement because it inculcates good habits and values while you develop your love for God, which is hard to get outside and as a package.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm connected to Krishna, or I do Krishna consciousness because I took Srila Prabhupada as my spiritual master, and he told us to like be Krishna conscious. So that's why I'm Krishna conscious.
I do Krishna. I have faith in Krishna because he like brings happiness to me when I like chant and do kirtan, and I know like I'll go back to Godhead if I like do Krishna consciousness.
Thank you.
For the first question you asked, I'm connected with Krishna because of Srila Prabhupada. He came here to the material world to deliver all of us, and now I have faith in Krishna. And I do have faith in Krishna because, what was I going to say? I forgot. Okay, wait, yeah, I remember. Because I know that he'll deliver me, and he's there when I need him. Like when I'm sad, I just turn to him. He's the only person I have.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing.
I believe in Krishna because he created this whole material world, and he's all in our hearts. So when we need help, he'll always help us.
Amazing.
I do what I do because I do what I do because I want to like please Krishna because he gives us all the things we need, and he also helps us when we're in trouble.
I pray to Krishna because I won't have to suffer again, and I can just keep on satisfying Krishna, and I can go to Goloka Vrindavana.
Thank you for sharing.
I pray to Krishna for his guidance to help me through the difficulties I face in life.
I pray to Krishna because he's the supreme personality of Godhead, and I know that if I like trust him and I serve him, he's gonna protect me, and I can go back to Godhead.
Wonderful.
He repeated everything everybody said. Okay, I think we're done here. Okay.
Okay. So I'm seeing some wonderful words coming up here. I'm also seeing that whatever said and done, each one of you has found a very special relationship between you and Krishna, yourself and Krishna. And that's really important. I mean, I'm quite impressed. I have to say that you guys are so fortunate. You're so lucky because not everyone has this amount of knowledge to even know that there is somebody called Krishna that you can connect with and feel nourished by, protected by, and cared for by him. So that's really special, and I'm really happy that you all shared. Thank you so much. Um, so the reason I asked you to think about why you do what you do is I'm not sure what Vikram Prabhu, we might be having another session like this some other time, right?
Yes, yes.
Right. Okay, great. So this was because, like I said, we're new to each other, and I did want to know, get a feeling of like where you're at. One of the most beautiful things about connecting with Krishna, and this is kind of the most magical thing, is that he's the source of all love. And whenever somebody does anything that's creative, usually it's coming from a place of love. So the Lord creates this material world out of his love for us, and we come here and we're able to sustain ourselves because of all that he gives us, as many of you said. Equally, we too are able to conduct ourselves and create different things because some part of us loves is coming from a place of love. So, for example, all of you are the work of love between your parents. And if any of you have plants at home, then you know that it takes love. It doesn't just take sunshine and water to make plants. They also need love, right? So the intention behind everything that you all just mentioned, faith, protection, you want to go back to Godhead. He just generally helps and gives, Krishna gives guidance, especially with general things in life, and helps you tide over or tide through difficulties. All of these things happen because Krishna loves us, right? And everything that we do on a day-to-day basis, whether we are bored, whether we like somebody or we get into a scruff, like a bit of an argument with someone, it doesn't matter because he still continues to love us. So I just want you to think about something. When we live in this world, we're all connected to each other. We've heard this in many ways. We've heard this in music. We've heard this so much in culture. But basically, think of the world as a spider web, right? I live in the ISKCON temple in Bangalore, and the cow shed in the temple basically has a lot of hay in it, and the hay is stacked in a little shed just next to, like, adjacent to the cow shed. And especially in the summer when there's no rain, the corner of the shed is full of cobwebs because it's like an empty open space usually. And it's really amazing to watch those cobwebs. In the morning, after the sun rises, the cobwebs aren't just ordinary pieces of thread, they have dewdrops on them. And it's so beautiful because sometimes the sunlight, shines off of those little dewdrops, and it's very pretty to see. And sometimes it's like when it's very dusty, a lot of dust from the hay flies into that cobweb and gets stuck there. And the most amazing thing about a cobweb is that every part of it has a reason why it's made. So although it looks like a pile of, just sticky stuff stuck together like a branch, like a web, actually every single part of that spider web is crucial for the spider to live, right? If even one of those little branches of the spider web broke and fell out, the spider would find it really tough to make it and to rebuild it and to live in a house like that. So this is something that all of us, I hope, realize, because many of you are growing up. And as you grow up, one of the things that seem really simple is that there are people around you to help you. But actually, as you grow older and older, you start realizing that your life is a lot like the spider web. And what is going to make each part of it is completely something that you can create. And of course, pray to Krishna to help you create a healthy, happy, safe spider web, like a home. But also, every single part of the spider web has to have a reason why it's being done, right? So if you whether it's a kind of food that you want to eat, or whether it's what time you want to sleep every day, this is something that you need to have a why for. And if you don't, then the houses, the walls of the spider web, the little branches start becoming weak. And a weak spider web can hurt us. So I had asked for this little piece of song lyrics. If all of you have, I don't know if all of you have answered the questionnaire. I didn't ask for your names because I wanted you guys to be honest. And we don't know each other anyway yet. So can I ask that we end this session on you sharing your favorite lyrics from a favorite song, and also why those lyrics are dear to you?
I think they already filled out the questionnaire. So if you look at the responses, you should be able to see them.
All of them? Has anyone who's not responded? I'm just refreshing the page now.
There's only one person here who says it didn't respond. Two people.
Okay, I've refreshed my pages and it says there are zero responses. Like, I don't know if this is actually updating or not.
Can you check again? Because anybody fully submitted? They all said they submitted.
Okay, then I think probably it's at my end that I'm not getting an update yet.
Maybe you send a second link, right? Maybe second link was different from the first one.
Let me just check. Oh, sorry, I just clicked on the wrong link. Okay, well, let's not waste time on this. I just want to go to the reason why I asked one of you to share. Can I ask for a volunteer to share if you've already shared, or if you've not yet written that thing down in the questionnaire and sent it back? Maybe this is your time. You can talk about it now.
Okay, come on.
Yeah, go to.
No, she wants to do.
Oh, okay. Yogita, go.
Yogita wants to do. Okay.
Yogita, okay.
Come nearer. No?
I just shared the song, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Share the song and tell why.
Okay, so I wanted to say that I don't actually feel anything with like lyrics. Like, I don't resonate with lyrics. To me, I think I get touched more by the melody of a song. So if it's like a happy melody or a sad melody, that's what affects me more. So like, yeah, that's it.
Okay, great. All right. Thank you for sharing. Thank you.
Gora wants to
go. Okay, we're having one more person share.
Yeah, you have to say the song.
He's very curious to share his, very eager to share.
Oh, the song that I like the most is called it's called Cold Blooded, and it's a rock song. So
Who sung this? I haven't heard it.
it's an artist named Zayd Wolf.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And what are your favorite lyrics from that song? Like, what is the line?
I don't really have like a favorite lyrics of that song.
Yeah.
So you like the entire song?
Yeah, I just like the rhythm and like the yeah.
Nice. Okay. Cheers. Thank you for sharing. Would anyone like to know what Vikram Krishna Prabhu's favorite lyrics from a song might be?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm also curious.
Actual answer to the question.
Prabhu, you could answer that.
I listen a lot to Which is the song I listen the most? Let me see. My Sweet Lord by George Harrison.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's a lovely one. Yes.
A song similar.
Have you heard of it? My Sweet Lord?
Yeah. How did you not hear of that? I have to play it all the
Look,
time.
just Google it. It's a very nice song. Huh? Can you play it? Yeah, we can play it. Do we-
Yeah. One sec. Prabhu, which is your favorite? Like, what are your favorite lines from that song?
So it says, I mean, the refrain of the song, right?
Yeah.
My Sweet Lord, and it basically George Harrison talking about why he likes God. And then there's a background of it. This is the Hare Krishna mantra is going on in the background. It's a very famous Beatles song.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
That's
So,
sweet.
would you like to listen to it?
Yeah, they all want to listen to it a little bit.
You know, my favorite
Let's do it.
Okay. I hope I can quickly. How many minutes we have? 2 minutes.
Have, yeah, a little bit of time.
My Sweet Lord video. This is the official music video? Seriously? I never seen the official music video. I only seen the.
I didn't do it that in
This is the official music video? Okay, shh. I never heard this whole thing.
Hello? It's happening again. Oh, boy. All right, I'm on it.
I don't know. Seriously, I've never heard of this one.
Need you back in the field.
This is a new one, I think. Hey, then it's something.
No,
It's
I
not
think it's
the.
an official music video. Yeah.
This is a video to it somebody made recently, I think. Made by George Harrison.
Interesting. Yeah.
Okay.
Probably.
I don't know. Hey, come on. I don't know. I've never heard of my.
Go in the middle. 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 Stop. We can watch it later.
I don't know why the.
Okay.
I have never seen this. I only heard the audio of this.
No, I think
It's like somebody's put some. Somebody's put some weird pictures on it.
Okay.
Yeah, that was. But that was more better.
So, Prabhu spoke about why he likes the song, why the Lord is dear to George Harrison, and Prabhu feels like that's something that he can also relate to. So, until we meet again, I'd like all of you to think about whenever you do anything related to Krishna, ask yourself the question why you're doing it. So if you're about to offer, for example, water to a tulsi plant in the temple, ask yourself, why am I doing this? Yeah. If you're about to play the kartal during kirtan, ask yourself, why am I doing this? If you're about to read something in a book of Srila Prabhupada's, before you begin, I'd like you to take 1 second to check in with yourself, ask yourself, why am I doing this? Yeah. And notice the answers that you get. You're not going to have the same answer each time. Definitely not. Sometimes you may find that you have the same answer each time. This keeps changing based on how we're growing and what the circumstances around us are. So it really depends on that. But I do want you to consciously start thinking about why you're doing something. All right. Is that okay for me to ask you guys to do? Until we meet again?
Yes.
Okay, great. Great. So it was lovely meeting you. And I don't know if we have time for Q&A now. I think we're out of time. We're done.
Yeah, I think we all have to go for Darshanarthi. If somebody has
Yeah.
only one question or two questions, anybody wants to ask? Yes, she has a question in the back. Okay.
Yes.
Now, maybe you want to come forward.
Can I say from here?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Mataji, I just wanted to ask, what is your reason to be in Krishna consciousness?
What is your reason to be in Krishna consciousness?
Honestly, I have many reasons. Like I can write a whole book. But I think the main, most important reason is because being in Krishna consciousness helps me. It's similar to what one of you said, which is helps me feel, tap in, and stay connected to the source of my existence. And if I am coming from somebody who is full of love and who is unlimited in love, then that ensures that I'm always connected to this unlimited source of love. And I think love is often a word that's used very, like it's sometimes overused, but it's also the most important word I think that anyone can have in their lives. Not just when you're young, but when you're old as well. And it doesn't matter which country you're in, which circumstance you're in, what career you choose. Finally, at the end of the day, you want to make sure that you're completely in touch with unlimited love always. And that is Krishna. Krishna is the reservoir of all love. He's the reservoir of all pleasure. And I used to work outside and my soul just never felt satisfied because I was not always in touch with sources where love was unlimited. But with Krishna, love is always flowing unlimitedly, unconditionally, and that is magical. So I hope that answers your question.
Thank you, Mataji, for your time. Hope you all enjoyed the session.
I hope it was useful. I hope it was not too wild.
And we look forward to having more discussions with you.
Yellow card.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.